The boy walked into the room and ignored the girl. He took out the fish and placed it on the cutting board, getting ready to cook. He saw the girl pick up the kitchen knife and asked if she knew how to cook. The girl said she would handle the fish. She started chopping the fish right in front of him, while talking as she chopped, leaving the boy stunned with fright. She gave one final strong chop, then turned to the boy and said it was done. The boy quickly took back the knife and thanked her. The girl nodded with a smile. Later the boy served the prepared meal. He noticed his computer had been used, and finally understood the girl's strange behavior earlier. Yet the girl's next move made him even more flustered. The boy hurried to explain, admitting she was absolutely right. He had lived timidly and weakly just to chase the scheming girl, but that was all in the past. He took out his phone and deleted the scheming girl's contact, then showed his phone to the girl. The two finally calmed down and started eating. Back in the dorm, the scheming girl grew very anxious, wondering why the boy still had not replied to her message. She was filled with anger. Her phone suddenly rang. She answered directly and began to question the caller, only to find it was their teacher on the line. The teacher told her the dorm had to hand in their homework within the day, or they would lose credits for the course. Right after the call ended, her roommate rushed over, saying the boy had refused to finish their homework this time, telling her to teach the boy a lesson. The scheming girl thought about how long the boy had chased her, and that they had grown up together since childhood. She picked up her phone to send the boy another message, only to find he had deleted her as a friend. She was utterly shocked. She stood up in anger and rushed out of the dorm to find him. The two mean roommates followed right behind. Meanwhile, the kind roommate checked the paper stars the boy had given the girl, and surprisingly found a sapphire hidden inside. The man brought his girlfriend to meet his family for the first time, but as soon as they welcomed in the door, his half-brother threw a water balloon at him. The man didn't have time to dodge it, but his girlfriend grabbed him tightly, then threw the water balloon right back at the younger brother. His stepmother immediately scolded her for being disrespectful. What if he catches a cold? The woman fired back without hesitation. What if he catches a cold instead? Even the grandmother, who had always disliked him, suddenly saw him in a different light. All these years, this was the first person capable of standing up to that mother and son duo. At dinner, the table was filled with seafood. The girlfriend immediately said the CEO couldn't eat it. The stepmother snapped at her. Would grandma ever try to harm her own grandson? The grandmother added, I carefully selected all these ingredients myself. They're healthy and nutritious. You can eat it with confidence. The CEO tossed the shrimp into the soup bowl. The entire family was furious. The woman spoke up. The CEO is allergic to shrimp. Even a little bit of crab roe could kill him. Don't you know that? The father and grandmother exchanged shocked glances. Watching her fiercely protect him, the CEO felt for the first time that this woman, whom he had arranged a date with due to a misunderstanding, pretty good. It turned out the woman was a hard-working food delivery driver. One day, while making a delivery, she discovered the elevator was under maintenance. With no other choice, she climbed 20 flights of stairs to deliver the order. The moment she handed the food to the customer, she collapsed on the floor from exhaustion. When she woke up, she discovered all her deliveries were overdue. By accident, she overheard her employer talking on the phone. She brother is arrogant and obsessed with cleanliness. Most women can't stand him. She have to replace his housekeepers several times a month. Even with a salary of $50,000 a month, nobody wants the job. The girl's eyes widened at the number. $50,000 a month was far more than she earned working 3 jobs at once. She immediately stepped forward and said she could do it. She'd take the $50,000 job. The woman looked at this girl's shabby clothes, but admitted she was pretty. She introduced so many women to her brother before, but he never liked any of them. Maybe he'll actually like this type. And just like that, the woman was sent to the blind date. One by one, the women stepped forward and introduced their talents, but the CEO disliked every single one of them. They were all thrown out. In the end, only the woman remained standing there. The girl took out her resume and confidently claimed she was more experienced than any other applicant. But the CEO looked her up and down, and she didn't seem experienced at all. The girl proudly showed him her housekeeping certificate. The CEO was confused. There's actually a certificate for this kind of work? At that moment, his stepmother heard he was choosing women and came over to mock him. Since when did your standards become this low? The CEO said, if you can make her leave this house, I'll hire you immediately. The girl looked confused. You want me to kick out your mom? The CEO coldly replied, she's not my mother. I'll give you 3 minutes. Without hesitation, the girl pulled out the bug spray she always carried with her. Then she sprayed the stepmother like crazy. The terrified woman stumbled backward again and again. The CEO was stunned by how fierce the girl was. The stepmother quickly fled the house, wanting someone who could help him deal with his stepmother in the future. He immediately announced that the girl had passed the interview. The girl had no idea. She had just interviewed to become his girlfriend, and the CEO had no idea. The woman thought she was applying for a housekeeping job. The CEO unexpectedly spotted her boyfriend of 3 years downstairs outside the company, driving her luxury car to pick up a female intern after work. Watching the two hug each other so intimately, the CEO instantly realized their relationship wasn't innocent at all. Sure enough, The very next second her boyfriend texted her, claiming his stomach was hurting badly, and that he might need to stay in the hospital for a few days. At the exact same time, the intern posted on social media, excitedly saying she was going on a trip with her boyfriend. Watching all this unfold, the woman could only laugh. For the past 3 years, she'd bought this man cars and houses, only for him to use her money to keep another woman on the side, so she immediately called him to her office, saying she'd prepared special medicine for his stomach. After all, every single cent he had came from her. The scumbag had no choice but to reluctantly turn the car around. But that instantly made his intern girlfriend furious. The scumbag lied and told her the CEO was his aunt, so he had to keep her happy no matter what. As he spoke, he headed toward the CEO's office. What he never expected was that the CEO immediately pulled him over for a selfie, and then posted it straight to social media. His little girlfriend instantly called to question him, and the scumbag panicked on the spot. He snatched the phone away, and demanded to know why the CEO posted without permission. The CEO coldly asked him back, "Is that really the tone you're using with me right now?" The scumbag still thought this was just another one of her jealousy games. He then claimed his professor cared deeply about students' moral character, and that one careless social media post almost ruined his future. After saying that, he pretended to be angry and turned to leave, certain the CEO would apologize to him soon. Little did he know, his arrogant behavior had completely drained the CEO's patience. After learning he planned to take the scheming intern to an expensive restaurant later, the woman ordered her secretary to freeze every secondary card under her account, and even sent someone to retrieve the car he had driven away. Completely unaware of all this, the scumbag tried acting rich in front of the intern, and casually ordered the waiter to open a bottle of wine worth over 100,000. But when it was time to pay, he was completely dumbfounded. Every single one of his black cards had been frozen. The scumbag instantly realized the CEO was truly angry this time, so he lied and claimed his laptop broke, asking the CEO to transfer him some money. What he didn't know was that the CEO had already given up on him completely, and was ready to find herself a sweeter younger boyfriend instead. The young man happened to be the most popular guy on campus, and he openly admitted that the reason he wanted to date the CEO was to get revenge on the scumbag. The scumbag stole his overseas study opportunity, so stealing the girlfriend he dated for 3 years seemed fair enough. Hearing the boy speak so bluntly and honestly, the CEO couldn't help but laugh at how straightforward he was. She told him she just bought a Porsche from the dealership, and asked him to drive it over to pick her up. The boy accepted the card without hesitation, and immediately headed to the dealership for the car. Meanwhile, the CEO waited at the school entrance. That's when she unexpectedly ran into the scumbag again. He foolishly assumed she came to apologize, and shamelessly declared that since she personally came here, he was willing to forgive her. Then he impatiently asked the CEO if she had brought the Porsche she promised him. The female CEO was so angry she almost laughed. Even at this point, the scumbag still expected her to buy him gifts, but the shameless man insisted that he wasn't greedy for material things. He just wanted the CEO to stop being jealous for no reason. At that moment, the scheming intern chimed in too, because she mistakenly believed the CEO was his aunt. She rudely called the CEO an old woman, mocking her for clinging to such a young and handsome nephew at her age. The surrounding crowd immediately began whispering and pointing at the CEO, yet the scumbag didn't explain a single thing, and even joined in blaming the female CEO. At the same time, the campus heartthrob arrived driving a luxury Porsche Panamera. The moment he saw the scumbag there, he deliberately walked over and opened the door for the CEO. Seeing how thoughtful the young man was, the CEO waved her hand casually, and decided to gift the Porsche to him outright. Only after witnessing this scene, did the scumbag finally realize something was terribly wrong.
你明明告诉我，我才是你最爱的小。什么？
She had liked Qianhong since college, always striving to match his level. Finally she joined Qianheng's firm, as a partner, hoping to slowly develop feelings through work. But Qianheng's eyes never seemed to notice her. After many setbacks, Liang Yiran decided to take another approach, trying to find out Qianheng's preferences from Chang Yao, but accidentally discovered their secret.
程瑶，你最好还是管管你男朋友。前女每次经过我们这儿都要停下来盯好久，搞得我都 PTSD 了。
Liang Yiran then realized her unattainable senior was actually dating this new recruit. Watching Chang Yao walk away, her feelings mixed disdain and jealousy. Back at the office, she started looking through all the company photos. Qianheng's gaze was always on Chang Yao in the pictures, whether in group photos from when she joined Junheng, or during their last team building. Qianheng's obvious affection was impossible to hide. This unrequited feeling frustrated her greatly.
就缺一个新人律师也想跟我抢。
Cunning Liang Yiran began scheming. She found Wang Lu, who had always been jealous of Chang Yao, and deliberately steered the conversation toward Chang Yao.
钱恒总是跟我说让我多多照顾他这个可爱的小女朋友。
什么？程瑶和钱律是男女朋友？
不知道吗？抱歉。
Liang Yiran pretended to slip up, telling Wang Lu to keep it a secret, not to tell anyone. But no sooner had she left Then Wang Lu spread the news. The whole firm buzzed with rumors, all unfavorable to Chang Yao. When she arrived at work she sensed the tension, murmuring with Tan Ning that someone had called her boss lady. Tan Ning was surprised too, but since they were genuinely dating, being found out wasn't a problem. But Wang Lu, petty and gossipy, started slandering Chang Yao in the break room, claiming she rose up because of her looks and her connections. But when Chang Yao entered, 2 interns immediately tried to flatter her, but accidentally broke her cup.
是挖给老板娘，连巴结都巴结不好。
Wang Lu used this to mock the interns, and subtly insult Chang Yao. Liang Yaran appeared just in time, playing the good guy, criticizing Wang Lu, and rescuing Chang Yao, making Chang Yao feel she was being treated fairly. She used this goodwill to lower Chang Yao's guard, then began to probe their relationship. Jealousy burned inside Liang Yaran, so she invited Chang Yao to her team, using the excuse that it would help avoid misunderstandings with Qian Heng. Chang Yao was happy to learn from someone excellent, and immediately agreed, unaware that scheming Liang Yaran wanted to control her, keeping her close to better suppress her. Frustrated, Chang Yao went to her sister and shared her worries. Chang Shi was extremely anxious because she had gone through this before.
他们当然就是这么说我的，你只要被冠上老板娘的名号，你的能力就被剥夺了。
Chang Shi told her, no matter what, never give up on work. Meanwhile, Jian Hong on a business trip learned the news and immediately wanted to rush back. But the earliest flight wouldn't arrive until noon tomorrow, so he had Bao Rui book him a car to head straight back to the firm. He grabbed Chang Yao's hand and publicly announced their relationship in front of everyone.
程瑶是我前头的女婿，不是他主动追的我，是我主动追的他。我花了很长的时间才拥有了这个机会。
Qian Hong solemnly told everyone, if anyone doubts he favors Chang Yao, they can ask him for verification anytime. The company janitor was wiping a desk. She suddenly saw on the monitor that her daughter was bullied. She immediately rushes up 99 floors to stop it. She quickly stopped the scheming woman's behavior, but the scheming woman angrily accused the daughter of stealing company secrets and demands $30 million in compensation. If they don't pay, she threatens to cut off the daughter's hands. Just as the mother and daughter are hopeless, the mother spots an image of a new hair accessory the company just released. She suddenly feels a strong sense of familiarity. In the next moment, the mother remembers everything she had forgotten for 20 years. Turns out, she used to be the CEO of the company. Her husband, eager to take all her assets, tricked her into going on a family trip. Halfway, he lied about having stomach pain and got out of the car. Then, he called the hitman he had already hired. Before the woman could react, a truck came speeding toward them. Though the truck didn't send them off the cliff, the daughter was thrown out of the car, hanging by a thread. The mother tried to hold on to her, but because of the heavy rain, both mother and daughter fell off the cliff. Only the son survived because he had his seatbelt on. Fast forward 20 years. The man who killed his wife and daughter now controls all her assets. Just after his wife died, he brought his first love back home. He thought no one would ever find out what he had done, but little did he know, his son has been searching for his missing mother and sister. One day, the assistant finally discovers that the CEO's mother and sister are alive, and possibly in the same city. The CEO immediately asked his assistant to investigate. In 3 days, it will be his sister's birthday, and whoever finds them will be generously rewarded. But the CEO has no idea that his mother and sister are right under his nose. The daughter just graduated from college and is preparing for an interview at his company. The mother works as a janitor at the same company, though she lost all her memories from the accident 20 years ago. Now, she just wants to work hard and not add any burden to her daughter. But one day, while mopping the floor, she accidentally bumps into the CEO's stepdaughter. The scheming girl slapped her right away. When the woman apologized and tried to clean her shoes, the scheming woman kicked her to the ground. She then says a janitor has no right to touch her shoes. The woman asks how much the shoes cost, promising to pay for them, but the scheming woman stepped on her hand, saying that the shoes were limited edition, worth at least $1 million. The woman is stunned and calls her out for bullying. The stepdaughter gets even angrier and demands the woman kneel and lick her shoes, or she can't leave the company today. The woman refuses, which only earns her another slap. Then, the stepdaughter calls the security guards and brings her pet mastiff to teach the woman a lesson. Just as the dog is about to attack, the daughter arrives and stops the bully. When the stepdaughter sees the daughter's resume, she mocks her for being the daughter of a janitor, thinking she could become a designer at the company. The daughter tries to grab her resume back, but the scheming girl rips it to pieces. Then she forced them to choose between licking her shoes or paying money. The daughter, angry at the bully's unreasonable behavior, scolds her for being a bully. The scheming girl slapped the daughter, too. She ordered security to hold the daughter down. She wanted to cut the daughter's face in front of everyone. Seeing her daughter hurt, the mother kneels and begs the scheming girl to stop. Just then, the CEO arrives and the stepdaughter stops. She then lies, telling the CEO that the mother and daughter got their dirt on her shoes. But the CEO knows his stepdaughter is always acting like a spoiled brat. He's never taken her seriously. The daughter quickly explains that it's the stepdaughter stepdaughter who was bullying them and demanding the mother lick her shoes. The mother adds that she will even sell everything to buy the bully a new pair of shoes. The CEO, seeing how pitiful they are, warns the stepdaughter to stop causing trouble and reminds her that the interview starts in 10 minutes. The defeated stepdaughter leaves in a huff. Little did they know, after 20 years, the mother and son are about to reunite. The CEO, feeling a strange familiarity with the woman, starts asking her about her past. Want to know what happens next? Follow me. I'll be sharing the next chat after soon.